Hi, well, this is Zuba, and this is a bit of end of day one of the league. So 3.20 has come out, and I've league started a Glacial Hammer Berserker. So far, everything has been pretty cool. Um, I haven't really been pushing it, like pushing for progress as hard, but I'm at level 79 now. Uh, and what I've done so far is I have scaled exactly as how I planned. And so a lot of the items on my character are really cheap. So if you look at this is a 1C weapon. I think I got this for 2 alks. I got this for 1 chaos. I got this for 1 chaos. I got this for 1 chaos. And I got this for like, I think 1 orb of regret. I bought this for about 38 chaos total. And this is a 1 chaos chest armor. So as you can tell, with the exception of the amulet, which is a new addition for me, a lot of the other items on the character have been like really cheap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 chaos effectively. This is self-found, self-found, self-found. But I would assume they probably all 1 chaos each as well. So with the character being almost less than 10 chaos total, with the exception of the amulet, uh, it is doing pretty well. I've yet to push the reds. Right now I'm doing yellows, mid low yellows and whites. I haven't really been able to get good map drops, so that's that. Takes a while to get rage. Oh wait. Okay, that's the reason why it's taking a while. So I have a Warlord's Mark on Mark on it that kind of helps me get rage faster, especially at the early stages of the map. I'll briefly go into the damage mechanics of this build and why it does so much damage. But before I get there, I'll run through this map first. White maps aren't particularly interesting per se, but the DPS on this character right now is probably about 1.5 to 2 million. And it will cost me relatively little to actually scale this beyond that. So as I said, the character, with the exception of the amulet, is less than 10 chaos. So with a considerable amount of investment, maybe about 30 or 40 chaos more, I can probably hit about, I think, 3 to 4 mil DPS, I think. I just need to be very careful on what I buy and snipe the right, uh, in this case, jewels that I will need to ramp up damage. As you can tell, the clear isn't particularly impressive, mainly because although the attack speed is nice with 70, before it hits 70 rage, it is a bit slow. The other reason is because you only have 1 extra strike targets. It's not big enough, or it's not hitting enough different targets to be able to like do like a full screen clear. That being said, it is still pretty good. Okay, let's briefly go into the damage scaling for this particular build and why it does a lot of damage and has quite significant defenses given that the investment is relatively low. So first things first, this is a Glacial Hammer build. The reason why you're using Glacial Hammer is for the sole reason that Glacial Hammer has this thing called every third successive strike freezes enemies as though dealing 380% more damage. What does that mean? It means that you're more likely to get a high duration freeze uh, and you're more likely to apply a minimum duration freeze. In this case, because of the damage I'm doing, more more likely than not, I'm applying a pretty decent duration freeze on even rares and unique mobs. And the reason why freeze is important for this build is because of Heatshiver. So what Heatshiver does is that you gain about 130% of cold damage as extra fire damage when you freeze a target, right? Because when you freeze a target, you also probably do max chill. So that's altogether 130% more damage as fire if you're able to freeze. So Glacial Hammer has an inbuilt ability to freeze on every third hit. You pair that with multi-strike, which means you're gonna get your third hit a lot faster, and your third hit is going to give you 44% more damage, which synergizes very nicely with this Glacial Hammer ability. So, with that being said, Glacial Hammer allowing you to freeze more. You also have Painseeker. So Painseeker means that critical hit strikes do not inherently apply non-damaging ailments. You can't apply freeze, shock, or chill with critical strikes anymore. You have to get it as a percentage chance on hit, right? But in return, you're able to do 180% do apply ailments as though you're dealing 186% more damage. This I think stacks along with this 380% more. So the threshold that you need to hit in order for you to do an insane amount of freeze calculated damage is a lot lower. So you'll be able to freeze for longer duration. And if you're attacking fast enough, you're pretty much just constantly freeze locking the mobs. And this also applies to shock, and that's the reason why I've gone Yoke Suffering, because all my damage, including all my elemental damage, including the damage that comes from Heatshiver's 130% extra fire, is going to be allowed. I'm going to be allowed to apply shock with all this damage, right? The reason why the damage is going to be high is that I'm going to use Frost Breath, and Frost Breath will give me double damage to chill targets. Uh, what does that mean? Flat damage from gear is going to be substantial, extremely substantial for this build, and it's going to give you a lot more DPS than ordinarily. So what I have here is that I'm going to Salio Sign. So what the Salio Sign does is that it gives 50 to 75 or 50 to 80 cold flat damage against chilled enemies. This is for spells and attacks. In this case, we're using attacks, and this is Glacial Hammer. But this 80 damage here is going to be doubled with the double damage of Frost Breath, and I have 2 Tassalio Signs. So as you can see, this is all very synergistic. Helps me to do a lot of damage with very little investment. Hope this helps, and hope you enjoy playing Glacial Hammer if you want to try this out. Peace.